Right. Are we ready? Where would you like to start? Oh, good Lord, if I had £1 for every time I was asked that question. I think I've always wanted a sense of belonging. You see, I'm an only child, except for my brother, and so I've always craved camaraderie. I'm not quite the football or the rugby type, as you can imagine, and the military wasn't for me. I mean, a buzz cut? I think not. And so the thug life was the obvious choice. Actually, it began fairly innocuously and nothing particularly nefarious or clandestine. I was at my local Bikram yoga class, met a chap there, we got on well. He helped me improve my Warrior 2 alignment. Anyway, one day after class, we were both enjoying a chakra cleansing smoothie. We were chatting, and he tells me that he's in the Crips. And so we became friends, and eventually I joined. Fairly standard story, I imagine. Well, that's an interesting story. 6 months later, I'm in a Bob Ross landscape painting class doing a lovely rendition of a drive-by I'd done the previous Sunday. Well, the chap next to me spots this and says, "Are you a Crip?" And I say, "Well, yes, I am. Lovely to meet you." And he says, "Well, actually, it isn't lovely at all, because I'm a Blood." Naturally, it occurs to me that acrylic paint isn't the only thing about to be splashed around the room, but to my surprise, he was lovely. And over a few iced macchiatos next door, he convinced me to join the Bloods. But here's the awkward bit. I didn't tell the Crips. So for 2 utterly galling weeks, I was actually in both gangs. I do a drive-by for one, and then get in my car, pop on a different shirt, and do a drive-by for the other. I mean, thank God I had them all in my Google Calendar, otherwise it would have been a disaster. Oh yes, many times. As a scholar and a true British gentleman, my speciality was boring people to death. Often a rival gang member would be brought in accused of various transgressions, selling on our patch, taking one of our hoes, or whatever it might have been that week, and after a thorough disquisition, they would be handed over to me. I would use a combination of Chaucer, the 1997 Scottish Tax Addendum, and the Guide to the Local Birds of the Suffolk Fens. I always found that a most effective cocktail. Oh, good Lord, no. I couldn't take the stress. You see, I chose the thug life. The thug life didn't choose me. And so I can choose to move on to softer, greener pastures. Perhaps beekeeping in Surrey. But I'm sure, even in the years to come, surrounded by bees, I shall think fondly of my years on the mean streets, and of my marvellous colleagues, both Blood and Crip. May they rest in peace. Also, I've written my memoirs, Criminal of the Commonwealth, which is available now on Amazon for £12.99.